My name is Julio Garrido. I'm the new GIS coordinator for Wayne County. I've started back in November of last year. And basically, GIS is Geographic Information Systems. And what that means is, in a nutshell, if you ever used any online mapping like Google Maps or MapQuest or any one of those, or if you've used maps on your phone, smartphone, tablet, whatever not, you've actually used GIS in those capacities. But the problem is, it's just the tip of the iceberg GIS. What we do is, well, what Google does is they just grab streets or just grab areas as to how to get from point A to point B. What we do here in GIS is that we can combine not only map imagery like streets or property lines or whatever not, but we can include databases or append databases to that data as well. For example, we can go ahead and click on a piece of property and it will just show us, yep, here's the parcel ID number, here's the property lines or whatever not. But once we tie in the database for that, for example, the tax department, we can now find out, yep, we still have that same information we had before, but now we have information like owner name, owner's address, property address, tax value, so on and so forth. So that is basically what GIS is. We can go ahead and show maps on the screen, maps on pieces of paper, but we can also tie in other databases to retrieve additional information and also to be able to perform calculations based on that data. It does show the value of the property, who the previous owners were. It has deed and book pages for, I believe, the last 5 purchases of that property. It can show structures. We do have GIS data. It's called planimetrics. It's a big long word that basically means it's just shapes on a map that shows where the buildings are, where the impervious surfaces, like for example driveways, roads, and whatever not, where those are located at as well. But we can also use the map. We can use our system to show the imagery, the flyovers that we did back in March, that actually shows the house, the roads, forest areas, anything like that. And we also have the oblique imagery, which some people call bird's eye view, which is basically showing a um, angled view of the property, and we can rotate that view north, south, east, and west to show different angles of that property. This is actually a photograph. Yes, it is. And all this photograph was taken back in March of this year. So it's fairly recent. We do have all of Wayne County. Every single bit of Wayne County has been photographed. The incorporated areas like City of Goldsboro, Fremont, Pikeville, Mount Olive, those have a higher resolution photograph than we do out, say, for example, in the outskirts of Wayne County. So, yes, you'll still see excellent imagery, but you'll have a little bit better imagery within the incorporated areas of Wayne County. The people using these maps would be most agencies within Wayne County. Say, for example, the 911 Center uses our maps, Board of Education, Board of Elections, Tax Department. They all use our maps in order to not only to visualize where the areas are, but also to perform calculations and searches. Like, for example, find me where Mr. John Smith lives, or find me 123 North Main Street within Wayne County. And it will take you to those locations, or it will take you to where Mr. John Smith lives. And based on the GIS data and the database data that we have combined, it will show Mr. John Smith lives at 123 North Main Street. He purchased his house back in 2005 for $150,000. Deed book, page, so on and so forth. Go into what's called an election map, and it will show us where our current voting precincts are, U.S. Congressman, U.S. NC Senate. Just by clicking on one of these icons or one of these layers, I can find out, well, for this neighborhood right here, Mr. Lewis Pate is the senator for this neighborhood, for that area. If I click on the county commissioners, it'll show Mr. Mayo as being one of the commissioners as well. Board of Elections, sanitary districts, etc., etc. And the beauty of this is, if I click on this and select a property, it will give me the information as to who lives at this property. It also have my current commissioner and a link to the commissioner himself, just in case you were wondering what the commissioner looks like. We also have different items that we can use. We have our election maps, we have our economic development maps, we have our visitors map. Visitors map is a little bit interesting. What it does, it shows where the elementary schools districts are, middle schools, high school. Say for example, in this neighborhood, the high school is Charles B. Aycock High School for this area. Middle school would be, once it comes up, Norway Middle School, so on and so forth. We can turn these off at will. We can turn on zoning. We can turn on the boundaries. Electric utility service, water service district. Say for example, who is the water district for this area right here? You just turn that on, and we see it's Belfast Paytown water district for this area. So the map can do a lot of things that the public, if the public has any questions, they can contact us. Again, my information is located on the website. We've already presented this to the county commissioners. We've presented this to several real estate agencies and the board of realtors here recently, and they were all pretty impressed as to its capabilities. The maps that we have currently show our current water and sewer infrastructure. It is not available to whoever requests it, but it's not made publicly or easily available to the public due to security. Outside agencies do come for us to help. The public comes to us as well to create maps for them, or to actually show the property lines of their property so they can actually see it on a map, or where a certain river flows if it's around a property, or whether or not their property falls within a flood zone or not. Nobody has questioned the lines on the map as of yet. We do try to create an accurate map for basically the agencies within Wayne County and also the public. So one of my duties is I'm basically a steward of the data. So I try to maintain total accuracy for our data so that there won't be any questions. Those changes are made as soon as possible. They are made by the tax mapping department that's located within a courthouse. Once we get the proper information, say for example deeds, plats, and official records saying that yes, this property has been split or whatever not, our tax department agency at the courthouse jumps into action and splits those, and they are available for view within the agencies in Wayne County and available to the public within a week. Well, other than property lines, we can find out whether or not the property is in a flood zone. We can find out the contours of the certain property or the elevation of the property. We can find out where the closest sewer line or the closest water line is. We can also find whether or not the address is what the building says it is. You know, am I at 123 North Main Street, or am I at 123 First Avenue? Well, the map will tell you that, because we receive records from the tax department, and also receive records from the Registry of Deeds saying this is the address for that property. So address verification is a big key here as well. The map is available to the public. The public can sign on to waynegov.com and go to the GIS department. Within there, they will see a large spinning globe that's an icon or a link that can take them to our public map, which is Connect GIS. Now, Connect GIS is a product that Wayne County has purchased for quite some time now, but just recently we've been able to make live. We went ahead and put it out live in conjunction with our old mapping system, so that the public can get used to it, and the public can ask questions and also give us feedback so that we can find out what we need to change within that map or within the search tools for that map for the public. It went fully live the first part of August of this year after we presented it to the county commissioners. The public can contact me if they have any questions concerning the external map by giving us a call at 731-1650, or my contact information is also on the GIS site, then they can contact me that way as well.